Okie dokie. So let's talk about the astrology of the week from October 4th to October 10th. So while we are all talking about Mercury retrograde this episode, Mercury retrograde does not officially begin until October 13th, but I just wanted to get you prepared, right? So you feel like you got everything covered. Next week, it's pretty quiet, maybe-ish. We shall see. The energies that we're working with are on October 4th, we have Pluto stopping from its retrograde motion and going forward, right? We've been talking all about retrograde, so you're very familiar with this means. And so when any planet changes direction and goes the next direction, we get the intensity of that archetype, right? So of Pluto archetype being about distillation, about uncovering secrets, about transformation. Normally like Plutonian things are not all that comfortable. However, luckily for us, when Pluto changes direction in the sky, because it's normally just from our perspective on Earth, because we're zipping around the sun, once a year, Pluto is taking about 250, close to 250 years to go around the sun. So of course, Pluto looks like it's going backwards in the sky for about half of the year, right? Just our two cosmic cycles, just how they interlay with each other. And because Pluto is so far away, it's not a personal planet like Venus, Mars, Mercury. I didn't say those in the correct order. And it's not a social planet, a collective planet like Jupiter or Saturn. It's one of those outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, right? So we think of these outer planets as, yes, collective, like further collective planets or generational planets, right? So we don't feel them as intimately, but us as a collective, everyone who lives here on the earth feels this, right? And so Pluto has been in Capricorn for a very long time, and it will continue to be in Capricorn until 2024. But as Pluto now changes direction from backwards to forwards, it's moving ahead again as it progresses outside of Capricorn. Now, during this upcoming few weeks, in November, we are having a third meeting of Jupiter and Pluto again this year in 2020. Whatever Pluto touches, it intensifies, right? It burns it up, it distills it, it like gets it to its essence, its truth. And Jupiter, whatever it touches, it expands, right? So we can think of when Pluto goes direct on October 4th of an intensification of something being revealed, right? We've already had a big reveal earlier this week with, our Cheeto in Chief announcing their taxes, which is a disgrace, but we won't even talk about that here. So I'm curious to know what else will be uncovered, will be brought into light, and the need for the distillation process. What else will be discovered on October 4th? On Wednesday, October 7th, we have Mercury opposite Uranus. So Mercury is still, it's still at this point next week, it's still going forward, albeit very, very slowly, right? Because as you can imagine, like before you hit reverse in your car, you have to slow the car down before you can, hit reverse and pick up speed again, right? So as Mercury slows down, it will come into exact opposition with Uranus of breakthrough, of innovation, of shocks, right? Uranus represents, symbolizes our nervous system, right? So you could expect when we have an opposition between Mercury, our thought processes, and Uranus, our breakthrough energy and kind of like our nervous system, that, hey, your intuition might be speaking to you through, if you're, in spiritual practice, I think of Uranus representing the Kundalini, right? Because it's the kind of the spinal energy. And Mercury opposite Uranus means that these two forces are being asked to integrate, right? They want to pull apart, they want to push together, they want to pull apart. Those are oppositions, right? So when they pull apart, they want to really be integrated. So your messages, might have amazing, shocking breakthroughs. Maybe something might go viral for you, or you might have a breakthrough in something that you've been really trying to figure out. So just be on the lookout for those breakthroughs and how that will affect you in your chart. Of course, on October 9th, on Friday, we hit our fourth quarter moon after this past week's full moon. And so fourth quarter moon, if you're following following and working with lunar cycles, the fourth quarter moon is when the light is waning, right? And fourth quarter moon until we get to the new moon is this time where we relax and we retreat. Now, this isn't to say that we stop business, right? Because of course we do not stop business, but this is a time to do more investigative, more reflective work, right? So looking at, past resources that you might want to repurpose, or even taking a little bit of break during this week so that you can rejuvenate yourself, right? Because as much as we work, we have to rest. It's just what would you call it? The law of physics? I don't know, what would you call it? It's just like give and take. You have to do that for yourself too. So use this time in a way that you're not pushing forward and you're not hustling or you're not creating new, but you're looking to relax and you're looking to retreat this upcoming week starting on Friday the 9th. Of course, it's in Pisces as well, and Pisces is the zodiac of retreat and of unity and connection, just connecting to the divine and spirituality. So maybe, spend some time meditating or doing something fun and creative that will, serve your business, although maybe not directly. On Friday the 9th, on that same day, we also have Mars squaring Pluto exact. Okay. Now, Mars square Pluto, I say exact because we're already feeling this, right? A square, if you remember, a square is an intensifying of two energies. It's where energies are at a 45-degree angle and there's lots of momentum. There's lots of creative force. Some people might call this conflict. Some people might call this a bad aspect, but I look at it as this fuel, this intensity of two energies coming together to really harness and move things forward, right? So again, Mars, our motivation, initiation, initiative, activation, right? And, at a low vibration, our angers and our frustrations, at our high vibrations, our ability to get things done, right? Motivation. Pluto, the great intensifier, the great distiller, whatever Pluto touches, it intensifies. So again, thinking about this high vibrational energy that we need to really create, because you can see with Mars and Pluto coming to a square with a lot of energy that can possibly go into conflict, right? We're already feeling this, but because Pluto just wants to intensify things, if you're feeling really hopeful and you're feeling really motivated by like spirit or optimism or community or whatever you're feeling motivated by and want to take initiative from, Pluto is going to intensify it. Right? So remember to raise your elevation, even if you're having this totally crappy day and you could be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Thinking back and diving into the discomfort and feeling grateful for experiencing this discomfort. Instead of running away from discomfort, diving in deeper, getting to know what it has to teach us and thanking it for giving us those lessons, because obviously it was put in our path so that we could grow from it. So always coming from that angle of gratitude and abundance will help us keep our vibration high during these intense times. Now, again, Mars and Pluto exact on the 9th of Friday. So maybe also, another day to make some space, take some time off in addition to that last quarter moon. It's just, we need to have these days that we're like, we're going to chunk this off and we're going to block this off to do nothing, right? And then you have this space in your life, in your business to do the important things that come up for you that will feed and nourish you instead of deplete you. Okay. So, but that Mars square Pluto, again, exact on the 9th, we're already feeling it. It's already an orb. We're going to feel it after the 9th, so make space for those couple of weeks. And then when Mars starts going forward again, because you remember Mars is going backwards, when Mars starts going forward again, we're going to get this square again before 2020 is over. So hold your horses for the next 12 weeks because it's going to be intense, as you already know. On the 10th, on Saturday, October 10th, we have Venus trine Uranus. So Venus is a lovely energy. It just loves to connect. It likes to create beauty. It loves to create peace. And a trine is a flowing, harmonious energy. And if we don't use it, sometimes it can just pitter out because it's so easy. And so remember, earlier I mentioned that Uranus is our breakthrough. It's our ability to innovate. It's our ability to individuate. So when Venus, beauty, is trining Uranus, expect, maybe you have a creative breakthrough that day. So spend some time doing something creative, doing something artistic, no matter what your business, right? You bring creativity in your business, even if it's not your traditional art or music or, design or anything. You are always being creative in your business. So expect some creative breakthroughs on Saturday, or do something fun that stimulates your creative flow. All right. Well, that's all I have for you today. As we prepare for the upcoming Mercury retrograde, if I can just remind you, vote early, cast your vote, exercise your right to vote, because so many people have fought before us to give us that right to vote. Keep your vibration high, because things are only going to get a little bit more intense before 2020 is over. And no matter where you are, what kind of challenges you're facing, approach everything from gratitude and abundance, and inspire others to do the same and to feel good in their lives. And if you want to dig deeper into this upcoming Mercury retrograde, you are invited to my Mercury retrograde masterclass. Head over to thesavvyluminary.com/Mercury, where we always have a wonderful time reading each other's charts, talking about the astrology of the day, and really digging into what Mercury retrograde wants us to know about ourselves and our business. All right, until next week, see you later. Bye. Mahalo for listening to this brand new podcast. If you enjoyed learning about astrology for entrepreneurs, help me spread the word by sharing this podcast with your business besties, and hop over to The Savvy Luminary for links to episode notes and our free Facebook community, where you can send me questions about astrology or branding, as well as connect with other like-minded businesses.